Main man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, word on the curb is that they're looking to possibly make a fight between Adrien the Problem Broner and Mikey Garcia, who is currently campaigning at the 135-pound division. Now, what they're basically saying is that, and according to Mikey Garcia, if there was no promising or big enough fights for him at 135, then he would definitely go up to 140 and try his hand, which I thought he should have done anyway, because when he came back in his first professional fight after his long layoff, it was at 140 and he looked phenomenal. So there technically wasn't a reason to go down to 135 other than lack of big names at 140. Well, at 140, there is one big name in particular calling out Mikey Garcia, and that is Adrien the Problem Broner. Now, for Mikey Garcia, this is a good thing. If he gets this fight, if he lands this fight, awesome for him. I will prefer him to fight Adrien Broner's fighter that's promoted by Adrien Broner, Robert Easter, who's currently the 135-pound champion. I would love to see Robert Easter and Mikey Garcia go at it. But instead, Adrien Broner is choosing to try to bring up a fighter from either a lower division and bring him up to 140 and to take on Mikey Garcia. But instead of dealing with what's already at 140, and we all know he ain't going up to 147, so he has to bring a 135 fighter either up to 140, and I know damn well that Adrien Broner is not going to go down to 135 because he can barely make 140, you know what I'm saying? So, fuck all that talk that Adrien Broner's out here I can still technically make 135, man. Man, you can't do shit. You can't even make 140, man. It's killing, it's taking everything in the body of Adrien Broner just to make 140. He lost world titles on the scales because he could not make 140. What the hell makes him think he would ever think about making 135, man? But I don't see that happening at all. It turns out that the networks, Showtime is on board with this. They're aiming for July if they can make this thing happen. They're aiming for the Barclays Center as well, man. I just don't like it, man. I like it on Mikey Garcia's part, but I hate it on Adrien Broner's part, man, because for one, Adrien Broner is ducking the likes of like a Terrence Crawford or say like a Victor Postal or Lucas Matisse. He could take on something of that caliber at 140 that's already there, but instead he chooses to pivot to bring a smaller name fighter up and to face him. Now, Mikey Garcia's name may ring more bells than a lot of fighters at 140, but if it's a popularity contest, I mean, fuck out of here, man. Adrien Broner just fought Ashley Theophane and Khabib Alakverdiev, you know what I mean? So don't give me about, certain fighters' names at 140 are not popular enough. I ain't buying that shit, man. This fight is a pussy fight, in my opinion, for Adrien the Problem Broner, because he has more than enough list of opponents right there in front of him at his division or at the division a little higher than him at 147. He can easily go up there and try to establish his name there. But instead of taking those routes, he instead wants to turn around and bring up a 135 fighter whom, that I guess he has a much better chances with. Let's not forget the way Adrien Broner came to prominence, in my opinion, was more so less skill and more so overpowering and overweighing his opponents. Now, this is something that he's tried to do in numerous fights, the fights that they wasn't allowed him to do it, but he's tried to do it on so many times. He's missed weight on so many times, and clearly he's looking to go down that same playbook in this particular fight. He'll weigh more than Mikey Garcia. He'll probably even be a bit stronger than Mikey Garcia. He's been fighting at higher weights longer than Mikey Garcia. So, it's just like that's the type of opponent that Adrien Broner has to find. And to those who know the sport, who actually watch the sport on the daily, you will say to yourself, man, this is some pussy shit that Adrien Broner is technically doing. And that's just being 100. Most importantly, it's kind of fucked up because it steals a major name from his other fighter in Robert Easter Jr., man. So it's really kind of fucked up, man. It really is, man. And, it is what it is, man. This is Adrien Broner for you, man. The dude's sipping lean. He's just doing all kind of reckless shit. I fell out of that camp a long time ago, man. Real shit. So Broner need to get that shit together, man. This fight is pussy if it go down to me on Broner's part. Good for Mikey Garcia if he finally gets himself a big name into the ring. And finally, Adrien Broner is flat-footed. I take that back. He's not super slick, but, I always credit Mikey Garcia for ducking slick fighters. And in Adrien Broner's case, I guess, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck to say. Whatever. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man. Boxing Forum, Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. Your boy will be breaking down the Earl Spence and Kell Brook fight. That is all I'm really looking forward to, man. Honestly, when it comes to the sport of boxing, that is the only fight that is on my mind, ladies and gentlemen. I can't even think of nothing else at this present day in time to talk about in the sport of boxing outside of Kell Brook and Earl Spence. So expect an explosion of vids on that particular topic, man. Also, before I end this thing, hats off to the fighters that won over the weekend. I did not do post-fight videos for those fights, but hats off to Gary Russell. Hats off to Gary Russell. Hats off to Terrence Bud Crawford for just that whitewashing Felix Diaz, man. That was amazing. Before I end this thing, let me just say, man, the thing I took away from that fight that I ain't hear nobody talk about, man, you had two 140-pound fighters literally fighting at middleweight in that fight. Terrence Crawford weighed 157 on fight night, and Felix Diaz at 161. The middleweight limit is 160, so these guys are campaigning at 140. God damn, they came in damn near 20 plus pounds over the contracted weight. I didn't hear anybody mention that, but whatever. Well, anyway, to the next video. Peace out.